what we are witnessing from Israel, from the United States, from the European Union, and very sadly from our own government, are utterly shocking, indefensible double standards. Every day, every week, every month, for the last 2 years, all of those people have stood up again and again and again and said that we must support the people of Ukraine against what is undoubtedly a brutal, murderous, illegal invasion of their country. And all of those countries, all of those leaders have urged support, provided armaments, missiles, cluster munitions, one of the most horrible weapons you can imagine, but they say it is justified because Ukraine is fighting against the illegal occupation of their land. And there is no question, whatever I think about NATO, and I have no time for NATO, the Ukrainian people have the right to resist. But how can they say all of that and then call Palestinians who resist terrorists and criminals? It's shameful. The Palestinian people haven't asked for missiles or weapons from NATO. They haven't asked for tanks or artillery. All they have asked is for the United States and the Western world to acknowledge that Israel is an apartheid state that is built on the systematic, ongoing, ethnic cleansing, oppression and persecution of the Palestinian people since the day it was founded. And that is not just us saying that. Many of us have been saying that for many years. The Palestinians have been saying it for decades, since the Nakba in 1948. But in the last few years, we had respectable human rights organizations like Amnesty International, like Human Rights Watch, many, many others, even the UN Special Rapporteur on the Middle East, all saying that Israel has been guilty of crimes against humanity and war crimes and apartheid and ethnic cleansing and the systematic ongoing denial of the most basic human and civil rights to the Palestinian people. They have condemned, rightly, as a war crime and a crime against humanity, the 18-year-long siege of Gaza, the collective punishment of 2.5 million people, attack after attack by Israel on the Gaza Strip, thousands killed, the United Nations saying that Gaza has been reduced to a state of a permanent humanitarian crisis. And what do the Western world do? Nothing. Nothing. No sanctions. No condemnation of Israeli terrorism. They refuse even to use the word apartheid because, according to Micheál Martin, it would not be helpful. It would not be helpful. Never mind impose sanctions. How do they expect the Palestinian people to feel other than that the Western world, along with Israel, is treating them as subhuman, as inferior, as lesser beings? That is the message that Israel sends every day, and the Western world backs that up with its support for Israel, with its arms for Israel, and for never, ever, ever taking a sanction. So the tragic, and it is tragic, every single lost life is tragic. But this story did not begin 2 days ago. This story began for Gaza at least for the last 18 years, but in reality since 1948. decades of oppression, persecution, relentless. Millions of Palestinians rotting in refugee camps in the most horrendous conditions, denied their identity, denied their history in Lebanon, in Syria, in Jordan, scattered to the winds of the world, denied the most basic thing, an identity, a history. That is the crime that has been done to the Palestinian people, and Israel is allowed to do it with impunity. So we say, surely the Palestinian people have the same right to resist as the people of Ukraine. Surely they have the same right to resist as the people of South Africa against the apartheid regime, or the people of this country who resisted the colonial oppression of this country. That is a law, that is a right even under international law. So friends, we must push back. We are the people in supporting the Palestinians who want to see an end to the violence, an end to the killing. But that can only happen when we see the liberation of the Palestinian people from a regime that is based on racism, apartheid, colonialism, and systematic oppression. You cannot have or expect justice or peace when you treat millions and millions of people as less than human. What do they expect? So if we want to end this violence, if we want to see an end to the killing, we are duty bound to stand with the Palestinian people, to support their right to resist